Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
On a chilly December afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Leading them out is their 6'3" quarterback, the 3rd overall selection in 2018, Sam Darnold. First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
So let's all work together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football. But I want all of us to watch the center of this offensive line, the center and the 2 guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. On 2nd down, Samuels. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one way down at number 23 against the run of the NFL.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And now the starting lineup for the offense.
And A.J. Green is an absolute playmaker on the perimeter for his team.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Watch the pass.
Now a give, right side. Akers. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch the out, watch the out.
Play action here with Dalton. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 1st down, Darnold. Got an open man. It's Washington. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Faking the give, Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
And now the throw hauled in by Green. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 10 carries, 78 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game, and even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them, make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change-up.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. On first down, Akers. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd and 7, Dalton. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Play action. It's Darnold. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Connor. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. Now it's Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's Dalton. Open man is Ross, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. First down, here's the run with Anderson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
In the back, offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Dalton, bootlegs out. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Got a man open. It's Ross. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. We're scoreless after 1. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now on 2nd and 13, Darnold. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. The Steelers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
On 2nd and 9, Dalton. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. From the corner, it was Kendall Fuller with a sack. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And it's fielded at the 34. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Here's Connor. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 49-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Connor. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Bengals grab it. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Right back to Connor here on 1st. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. On 2nd down now, It's Connor, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Trying to get the first with Samuels. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Dalton. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Screen play, Anderson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Anderson. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8, pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. So Dalton now. He's got his man here. It's Green. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
Heading back out there, Jalen Samuels. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now a toss. This is Connor. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. On third down, Connor, and he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
Let's go.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Throwing again. Dalton. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. $12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again on second down. Darnold, and it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. To throw is Darnold. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Again, Darnold. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing here on third down, Darnold. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. Darnold now to throw. And incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again is Darnold. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. To the air again, Darnold. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Tavecchio is good, and they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. 2nd and 10. Dalton once more. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. And Dalton to throw. He's got Green. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action here with Dalton. Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive, and now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken very short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 7 yards there and a first down. Darnold on first down. And McDonald here over the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
The passer, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. This one good for a first down, and also that is catch number 90 for him now on the season. They'll run here with Connor, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Conner, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
On first down, Akers, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Akers, and there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. That one complete to Anderson. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Face mask, defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
On second down, it's Connor. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13. Third and long, it's Darnold. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Andy Dalton now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
False start, offense.
Now they nab the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Dalton off play action. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver. And it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. On second down now, Akers. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Play fake. Here's Dalton. He's going to go up top for the... Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 14. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, You've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Getting ready to go again, here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the 1st quarter, good 2nd quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. Back now in Cincinnati. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
On 2nd and 11 now. Dalton. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. Akers. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Akers. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They're hitting it just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Dalton, screen play, Anderson. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 8 yards, 1st down as they're able to convert. A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Dalton sets up play action. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Sack, baby. Sack, baby.
Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
On 2nd down, Anderson. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
55, come on, guys, 55. Here we go.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? He goes underneath for Anderson. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You see me? You see me? They can't stop me out here.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. They'll run here with Connor. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. Play action. It's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. Means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they even change game planning a little bit in order to make things better for him.
It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Here's Anderson. He's got it on the draw. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Here we go.
They run it again with Anderson. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously he is well short of the first. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still fourth down upcoming.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. Third down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the first down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. The drive will start with Connor. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. On first down, it's Samuels. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now Darnold. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. On third down, Connor. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Darnold. And his throw is incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. That'll bring up second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw is Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Connor on the toss play. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton, and able to find Green. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 10th carry now for Anderson. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Rodney Anderson, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
He's coming. We got double up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. He's back to throw. And that's complete. It's Green here. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. 4th down. Dalton wants to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play. Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Pittsburgh, their battle to finish 500 gets a slight lift as they move to 6-8 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10.